Hi guys, we're going to talk about the smart shares. Hang on. Right, back again. So things look like they're still plodding along quite happily. There was a little bit of a drop in the markets. It was at the end of last week, and they've been a little bit up and down. Jerome Powell had a couple of statements he'd made, spoken a couple of times. Markets got a little bit edgy, but heading back up now, and the VIX is heading down. So things are probably back on track again. So I'll flick through these, and you can see I've marked where these hammers are on some of them. Quite a lot of them, I think all of them, but some of them might not have any. But I made a previous, what I call NZX scanner, and I used to measure the profit and loss from the bottom of these candles. So you can see that's dropped further, but early days. Nothing is 100% in this game, but they are quite reliable, more reliable in the New Zealand market than any other market I have noticed in my vast experience. So I was going to say, what's going on here? Took a bit of time to get there. So who's that one? New Zealand dividends, a bit slow. Still more. I think there's 33 companies, 33 smart shares on the New Zealand share market. These are previous patterns that I've just taken from the past that look similar, sort of ended similar, and then I've just projected them forward, and you can see that it even has the same dip as the previous pattern, and then heading back up again. Sometimes these patterns are very uncanny, as I may have mentioned. This is another previous pattern. You can see how it's following it up, even has a little dip there. Might get to here and dip back down again. So who's this looking strong? Australian mid-cap ETF. So we started on the negative. Very unusual. So that's all looking good. Oh, this is the share market, but that's going to be another video. The next video that I do, FinViz, we're just looking at last night's Dow and the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. You know how they say the Dow jumped 400 points and the NASDAQ jumped 420 points, blah blah blah. What they don't tell you is that it's actually traded all day long on the NASDAQ futures and the Dow futures and the S&P 500 futures market. It's continually traded. Yet when it opens on the New York Stock Exchange, they still take it from yesterday's close. You know, so it makes it sound very dramatic. It jumped, it plummeted, and all this sort of talk. It's palaver. Hogwash and palaver. Does my head in. Right, Herald. Nothing in the Herald here. I've had to read through it. The front page for this morning. It's all very boring. Blah blah blah. Nothing. I thought so. Well, let's have a look at Share Chat New Zealand, and they've just got rules don't apply. Everyone's saying, so it's supposed to be in a depression or recession, and the markets just keep heading up. Metro Glass announced 4 years results. I think they had a little bit of a spike up, but E-Road, because on the rest is just rubbish. Air New Zealand, they gave a guidance for financials. I think they're really trying to push the barrow out there. Now this was E-Road. That's how I got the E-Road, because that's right, it wasn't refreshing. I have a bit of trouble with my refreshing, I'm afraid, on Tradeview. But E-Road here, you see, you have earnings for the day. Right. So if you click on it, it'll take you to the chart, but you would have missed it anyway. You got to be in early. You got to know that they're going to have earnings, and you got to sort of do a bit of homework and figure out whether they're going to be good earnings or not. 7 years later. Right, so it's put me on the 5 minute. Change that to the day. We can see we had a wee bit of a spike today on E-Road. Now you know why we had a big spike on E-Road, because of the earnings. Where is the New Zealand shares? Got so many now. NZ list. Won't be surprised if they're at the top somewhere. E-Road at the very top. Right, so there you go, you know why. Now let's have a look at Metro Glass, see if they had, that was Metro Glass, wasn't it? Oh, we'll see in a minute. Yeah, Metro Performance. This is how you normally get on a website all your financial information. Right, is that really still helpful to anybody? Not really, is it? Well, I've fixed that in my NZX scanner. You can see visually the last 5 years earnings for a start, and then you can see return on assets, return on equity, quarterly revenue growth last 5 years, blah 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 blah. If it meets the criteria that I've set, has to go over these thresholds, then it marks it as yes, it's gone over it. If I set it to 80, it would have passed, but it was only 81. And when it passes, it goes into yes, I like. So these are all the companies that have met the criteria. So hang on. Right. Where was we going to go and have a look, weren't we? Full featured chart. Metro Glass. Let's see if they had any earnings. Metro Glass, I know, are pretty much rubbish. They've gone downhill for a long time. Daily. Look at that. See this trend line here? I put this trend line in 14 years ago. Well, about this time. Alright. And you can see how it's hit that trend line. It came back down and has hit the trend line again and come back down. Now, that's what you call technical trading. Okay, just drawing a few trend lines, supports and resistance and all that sort of thing. For some reason, even on the New Zealand share market, it follows the same rules. So back here on the 23rd of April, I put that arrow in. Look where it hit the target. nigh on to the day. Right? Freaky ass. But I saw them. This trigger line should be here. Because it went down, came up, and went down again. Unfortunately, it was a big candle. Would have been a lot better if it was this candle here. You could have got in earlier. So, unless you was watching it on the day, you would have missed this move. But there you go. See, so I mean, it actually looked like it dropped today. But again, look how long it's been going downhill. This is 2019, December 18, for a whole year. So, could be a handy little thing for people. I mean, this does it. This has E-Road. Let's go to E-Road. Because if it's running properly, it pulls in the earnings date for each company. E-Road, E-Road, E-Road. So we've gone there and it says we've got -1 day for the earnings call. Earnings call was 18th of the 6th, yesterday. So if you were to listen to the earnings call, you would have known, and the earnings release was on the 19th of June. How unbelievable is that? So if you had listened to the earnings call, you would have been able to get in on that. So I'll tell you what else we'll go and have a look at. But look at all the earnings over the last 5 years. This is E-Road. It has no right to be going up. It's rubbish. We'll go to Stock Nest. Why am I going there? Because on the front page of this, just quietly, where are we? Get over there. We've got here, I put down here, Stock Nest. So I'm just going to click on that, and anybody can do this with an Excel spreadsheet. Have open an Excel spreadsheet, copy and paste the URLs, and just simply paste it into an Excel spreadsheet, and you've got your own dashboard of all your favorite links. Unless you want to use your favorites, you know. But if you're anything like me, you forget where you put your favorites, especially if you're using 2 or 3 browsers. So we'll go to E-Road, which I think is ERD. Yeah. And we'll go down to the bottom, the open, see if anybody's put any big money in. So on the open, at 6 seconds past 10 o'clock, somebody put $137,417 in. No, I tell a lie. 13 people did. Right? Or 13 entities. And it went from $3.05 to, look for any more big money, 200, that's 2,500. Not a lot of big money. There's not many institutions putting a lot of money into E-Road. So it went up to $3.29. And it started at $3.05. So not a little bad little gain. If any of these people had any brains, they'd be selling tomorrow. If you ask me. But not many people do. So that's another handy little website there. You can sort of get a little bit of inside info. Right, what else was I going to share with you fellas? Been there, done that. Been there, done that. Finviz. Maybe let's have a look at sectors. Screener, news, groups. It was all a little bit green yesterday. Not as green as the week before. But the market's been struggling. Been very, like it is here, red and green. So we got technology still leading the way, and energy has all of a sudden started popping up on the radar. So consider that when you're looking at buying smart shares. Technology and energy seem to be flavour of the day. Been there, been there. This says the S&P 500 is a strong buy. Invest.com, that says nothing, and that is monster what name. So that's about it. Everything's on track. I'll leave you with a quote. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Lots of money here for you people to be making. Open up an account with Shareies. Jump into some of these smart shares. Download the list for Tradeview, import it, and maybe follow along. Start getting technical. So just the quote that's been playing in my head, right, is: what is stopping you from becoming a millionaire? That is, if you're not already. I know a lot of people are. Put it another way then. What is stopping you from becoming a billionaire? Alright, take care. Have a good day. I'm going to make that share market one now. See ya.